の夜も
I did not watch the last episode of One Piece because it was just a throwback, and I'm like, I already watched that. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but I know this is just a filler episode.
Years ago, but
yeah, yep. For everyone who's watching, we have Sarah here with us today, also known as Union. Do you prefer to like go by Union if you're like in this space?
yeah, usually, yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it.
I even have it.
And oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. When did you get that?
March.
Nice.
Yeah, along with this guy.
Very cool. It's blurry. What is that?
It's it's a fish. It's a seal.
It's a fish. Okay. So when I'm recording, sometimes it like the quality is lower than the finished product, just because it's recording it online. So once I actually export it, I'll be able to see it just fine. but that's cool. I haven't gotten a tattoo in a while. Mia does trades a lot for her tattoos, so she gets them a lot more than I do. So, but I am gonna save. I'm gonna make this arm like my nerdy anime arm.
Sweet, that's what this arm's gonna be.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Konosuba cabbage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
Great. I'm excited.
Konosuba, I guess some like flying cabbages or something.
Yeah.
Cabbages attacking you, and like get like Megumin stuck in a frog's mouth or something, like halfway in there. That'd be cool.
Stop.
So many ideas. I don't have enough room on my body for all the things I want to do.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even know what the first tattoo I want to get is, but I think a Konosuba tattoo would be a good start, potentially.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're talking about One Piece.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the last episode?
Not the most recent one, but the one before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lucci fight.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, in the manga, I feel like most of that fight was off screen, but I actually have no qualms with the animation studio kind of beefing it up a little bit and like showing us what we missed, because Oda himself can't really do his own work justice some weeks. So I don't mind them not changing things, but beefing them up is fine with me.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's kind of where the anime shines, are the fights. They really, especially lately, like especially since like the Wano arc, they've really kicked it up a notch. They have become quite epic. So,
definitely. Oh man.
I did like how he got so upset, and I mean it's very Luffy-esque of him to, he just met this person, but they provided him food. So
it's always been the most important thing to Luffy.
They're immediately evil if they hurt someone who provided food.
I mean, I feel like if Luffy was a dog, he would be voted the least likely to bite the hand that feeds him.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
A 0% chance.
Yep, very very loyal dog.
Yes. Food motivated.
No, I feel like the anime is catching up pretty quickly to the manga, and I wonder if that's why they're, I don't know, I guess have they done a lot of fillers? I mean, they did a filler episode this time, but I
I
feel like they're
haven't
catching up way too fast.
noticed. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so
Like I don't think that they've done filler in quite a while because they haven't really needed to, luckily.
mhm,
Um I think in the past they've done filler when they've like caught up and had to stop,
mhm,
give them a little bit of a head start.
yep.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm very happy that this week there should be another chapter out. So I've had to, we've all had to wait 3 whole weeks without any chapters. It's been horrible, but
Well, it's good
the
that
wait
he's
is over.
rest.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want Oda to take care of himself. I know that being
Yes.
a mangaka is super stressful, so
Yeah.
I'm glad he's, despite everybody probably chomping at the bit all the time, he's taking care of himself.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, even though that one week, like a couple months ago, when he had to release the chapter incomplete, nobody was like, "Ah, I can't believe this."
oh
I
yeah,
mean, like, everyone would have been fine if it was like, "Ah, sorry, we had to push it back a week because he's sick." No one would be
mm-hmm.
like that.
Oh I know, especially with um with how mangakas just getting sick left and right. And
Mm,
I don't think necessarily that Dragon Ball mangaka was like, I know he was stressed as well, but I don't think it was necessarily that um, that he died from. So,
yeah.
but it kind of made it more understandable that Oda was taking a break. He's like, nope, this is like a sign. I need to take care of my health.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Plus, like, his good friend for decades passed away.
mm-hmm.
It's understandable that he might have wanted to grieve a little bit.
Yep. So you told me that you read a lot of manga. What kind of mangas do you read?
mm.
'Cause
Mm.
honestly, I probably have not read what you've read.
Yeah.
The reason I read is because I either I either just happen to come upon something that's super popular, or I watch a show and I'm like, I don't want to wait for the rest to come
Yeah.
out, so I'll go back and just read up to current, and
Yeah.
that's kind of how I do it. But
Same
uh,
here, for
same,
sure.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Um, I've also taken to um, some donghwas will have like original novels, like that's where they
Mm-hmm.
came from, and
Wow.
so those are also really fun to read. Like Heaven Official's Blessing. I am
Mm.
actually starting to read that one through a second time, but this time I am reading it chronologically rather than sequentially.
Okay,
So that's going to be fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Heaven's Official Blessing. I don't think I've. I know Daniel's mentioned that.
So good.
I don't think I've ever watched that one. What is that
So
about?
so it's ah I'm not sure how familiar you are with like wuxia, um like basically like cultivator stories, anything
Mm-hmm.
like
I'm
that.
not.
Basically, like in Chinese fantasy, it's basically all about like gathering of life energy, chi, and using that to do like magical things, you know?
Okay.
And in some cases, you can even like ascend to the heavens and be a god and stuff. And so that's what Heaven Official's Blessing is about. It's about a guy who has just ascended for the third time because he kept getting kicked out. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, all about like the circumstances that led to that and like what happens directly after. It's so good. Funny story. So Daniel, when I was reading through the series the first time, I had already watched season 1 of the Donghua and loved it. And so I was reading through the second book and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to catch up on season 2. And he's like, are you going to wait for me or are you going to like leave me out of it? And I'm like,
You're like, you better hurry. I mean, that's all I can say.
well, not that. I was just like, well, I didn't really think you'd be interested. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't I be interested in that? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, because it's a BL. And he's like, what's a BL? Like, oh, honey. But he actually loved it. He really, really loved it. Yep. Good.
Good. I hope that I can eventually get to it. I don't like to I don't like to make any promises like that though, because I'm constantly watching stuff
Yeah.
with any free time that I have, which is not a ton. But I do hope to get to that eventually.
Oh, speaking of Donghua, have you watched any more of God Troubles Me?
I have not. Is there another season out?
Oh, did you catch up on Netflix? Or yeah, Netflix. Right.
I know I watched a bunch on Netflix. I'm not sure where I stopped.
I think there's like 3 seasons out right now.
Let's see. Yeah, there's 3 seasons. I think I watched 2 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I'm looking at it. I remember them fighting the beetle, or not the beetle, the cockroach.
Oh man.
It's
I
very
recently
funny though.
watched the one where her brother gives her the car, and oh my gosh, he's just like turning into a bunch of stuff, and he ends up being a Roomba, and then
Oh yeah,
but then he's actually a big mech suit underneath the Roomba, and he comes like bursting out of the ground. Oh, things. Oh man.
Yeah, I love that kind of comedy. That's kind of like just like random stuff that you just don't expect. Like Psyche, Psyche's that kind of comedy to me. It's just like stuff happens, and even though I've watched it before, it's still surprising in a way. That it's funny every time.
Yeah, I think I've watched through Psyche like 3 times. And it's
Yeah,
so
I don't even know. I just kind of like
long.
randomly. I won't even start anywhere. I'll just like, okay, I'm on this. I'm gonna watch this episode. I don't even know which one it is. I don't remember, and then I start watching it, and I'm like, oh yeah, and makes me smile every time.
Every time. I remember the very first time I even watched it. I was like, I had no one told me it was good. It was just on my recommended.
Yep.
I just turned it on. I'm like, what is this? I had no
Yeah.
idea what it was.
I'll admit,
so
like,
confused.
when I would see it in recommended, and I'm like, I'm not watching that. Like, it's this pink haired dude with weird glasses and antennas, and Daniel's like, he's the one who told me I need to watch it, and I eventually watched it, and yeah, never went back. So
right. That show was like life changing.
For real.
So good.
Speaking of life changing, it's not really life changing, but that's exciting. Have you heard anything? Have you read, heard, or anything about Kaiju number 8?
No, I have not. Well,
Okay.
okay. I haven't. I've seen it on like that
Mm-hmm.
big banner has been stuck on there for
Oh
like
yeah,
weeks
I
now.
like had a countdown the day before it came out on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Um, it's yeah, I did read the manga. I think it's like 105 chapters out right now.
Oh yeah.
Are you into like kaiju's? Like you think kaiju's are cool? And
I don't think I've watched or read any with those.
um I mean I like Godzilla stuff, but
Okay.
I'm not like super into it. Like
Mhm.
I have a friend at work that is like really likes the Godzilla movies, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they're cool, but I really liked this. It just kind of a little bit of a synopsis of the show is this guy, and I can say this because it's like it shows all of this in the trailer.
Mhm.
Um, this guy is like 32, and he wanted to join this like kaiju defense force.
Mm.
Um,
Like to beat up the kaiju's if they get too close to human civilization. Okay.
yep,
Okay. Okay.
yep. So they're just trained to fight the kaiju's, and they're super skilled and strong, and they're like the superheroes basically in
Mhm.
Japan. And he's 32, so he's like, I've missed the boat, and he made a promise to his childhood friend that he was going to fight alongside her, and he didn't pass the test to become
Oh.
to get on the force,
Mhm.
and so he's like, I guess I'm just he's on the cleanup crew for kaiju, so which is like sucky job, like as you can imagine. and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so he just cleans up after their messes after they get beat, and they raise the age limit so that he can go and try again.
Mhm.
Um, but he before he even does that, they kaiju, him and one of his coworkers get attacked by a smaller kaiju,
Oh.
and I think it's called a yonju.
Okay.
Um, and they're in the hospital, and really like a tiny kaiju,
Okay.
just it's kind of like a parasite. It takes over his body.
Oh.
I say take over, but he basically like merges with him
Yeah, like
so that
fuses.
he can then turn into um, a kaiju like person with so he's like a person with kaiju powers.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of about him and his journey, kind of trying not to let people know that that's what he is because he doesn't want to get experimented on, and and also working to get into the defense force and fight with his childhood friend. So
Gotcha. Okay.
it's pretty cool. Definitely worth the read, at least. I mean, the show, the first episode seems to be staying true to the manga. Just that general vibe of he's a 30-year-old dude. He's funny and silly, and he's a dork, but he's also very serious, taking this very seriously, trying to join the force. So
Aw, that
I would
sounds so
recommend.
cool. Okay, okay.
Humbly recommend. So that's at least one of the new shows that have come out. That's highly anticipated that I've been watching. But
Oh yeah?
yeah.
No.
Um, what else have you been watching and or reading? I just finished Freyren.
Oh,
So
so good. I can't wait till the next season. Which is probably gonna take forever, to be
I
honest.
know.
Oh.
I was like, it kind of. I mean, I shouldn't have expected to be. I shouldn't have been surprised it was over. But
Mhm.
I was kind of like watching through all of it, and I'm like, what? It's over now?
Right?
It just kind of
Oh.
hit me. It's like, gosh dang it! I just kept
Man.
hitting next.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is so good. Oh my
I
gosh.
I watched the first episode and I was like, meh. Oh, it's just this girl who's, she's an elf. She basically lives forever.
uh,
And she's like, okay, my friends are old and I'm gonna leave them because they're gonna die. And I was like, what the heck? And obviously it's a lot deeper than that. So after some recommendations, I went back and watched all of it. Like I watched 2 more episodes. I was like, I should have given it my 3 episode rule. Like I always do 3 episodes and then I say no. And if I had done that, I would have watched it a long time ago. But yeah, so good.
So good. Oh man. Yeah, it's just so cozy and cute. But it still has like a lot of good action in it. I love that.
I love it when Freyrin fights herself.
Oh my gosh,
That was an epic fight.
That was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love when Fern was like, "Yeah, I think I could kill you." And she's like, "Good.
He's like, good, yeah.
Let's do it."
Yeah. Their dynamic is great because it's like Fern is like her caretaker / like unofficial mom type of figure.
Yeah.
Like, get up. Like,
where's Freerin at? And
she's in the mimic. It's dark in here. I love that.
Oh my gosh, so
that's like the running joke that throughout the show. I mean, they throw it in a lot more, obviously in the dungeon piece, but they showed it where she gets stuck in mimics a couple of times. And that's great.
Oh my gosh.
There's a 1% chance it could be something truly amazing. So we don't take the chance, we're gonna miss it.
Feel that there's something in here.
Help!
Right, there's a bunch of guts and a mimic in there.
If you push, then it chokes him, and then it'll spit me out.
So good. Such
just the way that they portray her is so good because, like, that's exactly how I would think I would feel if I've been around for 1,000 years and I've watched people come and go, and you're kind of just like desensitized, numb. But then you kind of learn to, like, this is actually important to remember my friendships and the experiences that I have with these people, even though it's kind of a blip compared to the rest of her life. So
it reminds me of do you remember that patchwork trend a few years ago where basically like people were making videos on like, this is my patchwork, and they give like 3 or so examples of how a person has like permanently changed them. Like for example, Maddie, my friend Maddie, has permanently made it so that when anyone ever says all according to plan, I automatically have to repeat all according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan. That's one of my patchworks. I love how basically Freerin is just one big patchwork.
Yeah. She uses Himmel a lot.
Yes. Yeah. So cute.
Poor Himmel.
Yeah.
Died too soon. Yeah, he obviously had a huge effect on her life, and
huge crush on her.
And a huge crush on her. Yep.
So we basically gave her an engagement ring, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is nice."
Oh, thanks. It's like, oh, that means something. Oh, so good. Tell me that you have also been watching Konosuba.
No, we haven't started it yet.
That's okay.
We
You
need to.
should. As long so
Watch the Megumin movie.
oh, you mean the show? Like
Oh, it's a show?
the spin-off?
Oh, yeah. That one.
Yeah. So I I don't I'm not going to recommend not watching it. I just don't think
It's
the
not like necessary to continue the story.
it's not necessary,
Okay.
and the thing that you realize you're really missing out on is that dynamic of all of the characters. Um, if you take those other characters away, um, it's a lot less interesting. Like I
Yeah.
love Megumin, but you got to have the whole crew.
Yeah, I
um,
definitely have a hard time with like spin-offs or um like continuing seasons that don't have the main characters.
mhm.
Like I actually stopped after season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul because basically everyone was gone.
Yeah,
And so I was like, I don't really
like
care about these new
I
people.
am so much less invested now. Like
Right?
I was invested in these characters, and you just took them
Yeah.
away.
Like one episode and I'm like, I have negative interest in this. Absolutely
Yep.
not. So
I was the same way, honestly.
yeah.
I loved season 1. It was
Oh
great.
my gosh.
But
I can't believe it ended like that.
yeah. Um did you watch Mushiko Tensei?
No, I haven't.
Jobless Reincarnation? Okay.
Uh-uh.
Well,
Didn't
I
you
won't
mention
talk too
that
much
you
about
said
that
you were
then, cuz that
disappointed?
one's like the first season is super good. I would
Yeah.
definitely recommend that. But definitely watch so there's 2 episodes out of Konosuba, the third season, and uh, they're staying true to the first 2 seasons, as well as I
Mhm.
mean, like they had for 2 seasons, they had several special episodes, and then they had the Legend of the Crimson movie.
Mhm.
All of that was amazing, and it stays consistent. So um, definitely put that on your on your
All
list of things
right.
to watch.
I'll
You
have
guys,
to.
you guys have access to my Plex, right? Or do you? I
Yeah.
guess
Yes.
because yeah. Well, you also have like High Dive, and I don't know if it's on High Dive.
Mushka
It's not
Tensei?
on Crunchyroll though.
Mushka Tensei?
No, Konosuba
Is it not?
on Crunchyroll.
Mhm.
I don't think the newest episodes that are
Oh,
coming out
really?
are.
Because I thought it was on the it has like a list of simulcasts going on right now, and I thought it was on that list.
Um, Maybe I just don't think they're coming out on Crunchyroll
Mm,
very quickly.
gotcha.
Because I think it honestly it only shows one of the episodes on there,
Gotcha.
and
How
there
many
are
episodes are
2
out?
out. So,
Oh, okay.
um, but yeah, I'm not sure about High Dive though. Does High Dive have them?
Mm.
Me. I'll
I'll
have
have
to
to
look.
find out.
But anyway, if if it's on Crunchyroll, great. But if not, then I'll try to make sure it is on my Plex as well. So, but
Nice.
um, yeah,
What'd you think of the season finale of Solo Leveling?
that was good. I thought it was a good fight, and very exciting for. I think it was an appropriate ending for the first season. I wish it. I don't know how it wasn't just 24 episodes. They
Oh,
just keep
right.
going. Um, I wish it was, but
Hopefully, hopefully they're gonna get to the next season fast.
mhm.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But I think his his name is Igris.
Yeah,
The
Ingress.
So he's the red soldier. That's actually one of his his most loyal soldiers out of those shadow soldiers that he gets. And yeah, I think that was a great spot to end on, because I had the same reaction. Well, my reaction when I was reading the manga, or Mount Manhwa, I guess.
Good catch.
When he was yeah, when he found out that he was a necromancer, he's like, "What the heck? Like this isn't what I've been training for. I'm like an
Like, my
assassin."
assassin build is worthless.
Yep. And he finds out that this is actually incredibly epic. I can Everybody I beat, I can I can use them as shadow soldiers, and I have my own army. So like,
Yeah, and he hits it right on the head. Or like the mages that he was fighting before, they were like cowering behind their soldiers, trying to like avoid notice so that they wouldn't get hit and whatever. But
yep,
he doesn't even have to worry about that. He can just like
he's actually
run
strong
real
enough.
fast and just like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a problem with a lot of like of those type of builds, I guess, like mages and necromancers and stuff. They just kind of hang back and don't do anything. And he's like, "No, I can fight."
Yeah.
And that makes it that much more interesting, because he's not just sitting there. It's like him and his soldiers, and it's really cool. I'm looking forward to the fights that are coming. So
Oh, me too. I wonder if because I think he was also probably a little bit worried about like the fact that he hasn't like used his points towards his other status.
his stats.
Yeah, his stats. There you go.
Yeah.
So like I'm hoping that that doesn't like limit his abilities in that regard before he has a chance to like catch up and use those points on like intelligence and stuff like that.
Well, if you're impatient like me, there is plenty of that manhwa to read. So
Is it finished?
yeah, it is finished.
Ooh,
Yep.
I love finished manhwa. Yay!
I think there's 200, and I want to say there's 205 chapters. Or there's 200 chapters. 200. So there's a good amount there. And it's all in color. It looks great.
I bet.
So it's definitely. I literally started and I couldn't put it down for like I was reading it like the whole day. I was like up all night reading. I'm a slow reader, but I was also very interested in those kind of like ogling over the art and everything. So it looked really amazing. So
man, that is one thing for like that's a huge point for manhwas is they a lot of times have phenomenal art.
yep,
Just gorgeous.
all color. Like
yeah.
I mean, I definitely appreciate manga, and like it makes you appreciate when they have like a color spread a little bit more. But I mean, I definitely appreciate having it, the entire, Korean comic in color. So
For real.
just as much, but
yeah, so good.
Yeah, I liked it. Like I read it, and then it was for Valentine's Day. I asked Mia to get me the box set.
Nice.
So she got me that, and I was super happy about it. But yeah, I think that's all we have time for today. But I super appreciate you coming on,
No
and
problem.
you're always welcome to join in. And but thank you, and we'll see y'all in the next one.